This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news for January 5th, 2024. At a Friday morning meeting, Orange County, Florida lawmakers advanced Senator Linda Stewart's bill that hopes to restore the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Stewart's bill was first revealed in November. The delegation had a meeting later that month but could not meet a quorum to advance the bill because 4 lawmakers were not in attendance and 3 Republicans walked out. Stewart, an Orlando Democrat, said of Governor Ron DeSantis' Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Board that replaced Reedy Creek, quote, "It's not working and we've had 10 months. According to Stewart, now that the bill has been advanced by the delegation, it can now go through drafting and be considered by the Florida House as a local bill. However, it still needs a House sponsor, and Stewart hasn't spoken with any committee chairs about getting the legislation on an agenda. Stewart has said before that she's not confident the bill will pass the Florida legislature, but reiterated at this meeting that she hopes it starts the conversation. A new weather vane crafted by Louisiana master blacksmith Darryl Reeves has been installed atop the mill house of Tiana's Bayou adventure at the Magic Kingdom. Reeves is a third-generation master blacksmith and a Vietnam veteran who has crafted dozens of pieces displayed across New Orleans. "I take metal and do anything I want with it," Reeves told Disney. "To have a free hand to design and fabricate the weather vane for Tiana's Bayou adventure, that's an honor." Reeves worked with his apprentice Karina Roca to craft the custom piece for Tiana's Bayou adventure using centuries-old techniques. The weather vane features an intricate fern-inspired top. It's mostly black, but for the letters for north, south, east, and west, they are in gold. The design is inspired by West African symbolism. The top of the intricate piece resembles a fern representing endurance because ferns are so resilient. Below the fern is a symbol representing the divinity of Mother Earth, and the phrase "as above, so below," meaning that there is more to someone or something than what you see. The bottom of the weather vane is the heart-like Sankofa, which symbolizes a bird looking back at its tail. This represents looking back on your past and ancestry. We could just barely see the weather vane through the scaffolding during our trip to the Magic Kingdom recently, but it is there, and obviously Disney released this behind-the-scenes look. This is great. When you want something to be authentic, there's nothing more authentic than going and having a real person in the real place that does it do it, right? I mean, so I know there's people that are just going to come into the comments and be like, "I hate this ride," and blah, blah. The ride's not even open yet, right? You have to give them an opportunity to complete this project. And what I've seen so far is promising. They're doing all the right things, right? Look, we had several years of projects, several of which were not great, right? But if they're going to turn this corner, we have to allow them to turn the corner. We can't, put a stoplight there. We have to let them go all the way. So we're going to see what happens. Could the ride be bad? Yeah. Could it be good? Yeah, and I think that's going to bother some people, apparently. Look, like, my thing with the Great Movie Ride is not, I didn't hate Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway when it was announced. I didn't hate Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway until I rode it the first time. Because everything I had seen and heard, I was like, okay, it looks like they're trying. But then I rode it and I thought, this is junk. These are flat walls and it's all just projection and it lacks any coherence. And that's when I decided I thought the Great Movie Ride being lost was a mistake. I don't think you can judge that Splash Mountain going away is a mistake before you see what the replacement is. Because the rule of theme parks is whatever replaces something has to be better than what came before it. That's the rule. Otherwise, people for years and decades lament the loss of the thing that came before. We've seen it a million times. We've seen it with Horizons. We've seen it with Journey to Imagination. We've seen it with everywhere with everything. But you know what? Like, look, I love the universe energy. But with Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, you don't really hear Epcot guests complaining that exists. We can certainly argue about its coherence in the park and if it's actually an Epcot attraction, but we can't argue that it has been successful and it's loved by people, right? So we have to wait and see. We have to give this a fair chance. Certainly, if it turns out bad and you don't like it after you see it, as long as you went into it with an open mind, then that's understandable. But to have a closed mind already when they're showing you signs of we're building new animatronics, we're working with all these real people that do these things for real, so that this is authentic. Like to hate it based on what's been, I think, all very positive, right? And that one look we got at a show scene, it's a beautiful show scene. It looks just as good as that Bayou opening for Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, right? So I think if you already have determined you hate this new attraction, then you just have a closed mind and you're not willing to let them cook, and pun intended, since it's a Tiana ride. But I'm gonna let them do it, and I'm gonna wait and see how I feel. But I think everything we've seen so far, more so than the previews for Runaway Railway, everything we've seen so far is really encouraging, and I look forward to seeing what the finished product looks like. Walt Disney World has announced a hotel room discount for annual pass holders available in early 2024. They can save up to 35% on stays most Sunday through Thursday nights from January 1st through February 22nd and from February 25th through March 24th. They can save up to 20% on stays most Friday and Saturday nights from January 5th through February 24th. The pass holder must present their valid Walt Disney World annual pass at check-in, of course. The length of stay requirement is a minimum of 1 night and a maximum of 14 nights, and advance reservations are required. I'm going to talk about 2 more discounts in a minute. If you want to see the full breakdown chart, because depending which room type you want to stay at, the discounts are different, and it would take me 25 minutes on this show to talk through all these charts. So please go to WDWNT.com if you're interested in these discounts, and of course, our sponsor, I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, if you don't even want to do that, if you just want them to figure it out for you, Be Our Guest Vacations is available as well. So there is, of course, a hotel discount for Florida residents as well. Florida residents can save up to 30% off on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels for stays most nights from March 25th through July 7th. The length of stay, again, must be 1 night minimum, 14-night maximum. And as well, there's a new discount for Walt Disney World Resort hotel stays of 5 nights or more. This is for everybody. You could save up to 35% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels when you stay 5 consecutive nights or longer, or save up to 30% on shorter stays. This offer is valid most nights from July 8th through October 3rd. Other savings may be available for stays March 25th through July 7th. If you want to book any of those deals, well, this program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Disney has released the full menus for the 2024 Epcot International Festival of the Arts, their food studios, which will open on January 12th. Of course, the event runs through February 19th. You can read all those menus at WDWNT.com. When they previewed all of that food and beverage and all of that for the event, they also showed off an interesting souvenir, a brand new Imagination Pavilion popcorn bucket featuring Figment. The bucket resembles the 2 pyramids of the pavilion, which we jokingly call the Crystal Pyramids here as a place of worship here at WDWNT. Their transparency, you can see Figment diving over a rainbow on the inside. It has a purple Festival of the Arts strap, also featuring Figment. Disney Park shared a detailed look on TikTok as well, so you could see more of the details. Officially, the Figment Premium Popcorn Bucket with Rainbow Popcorn. This bucket will be available at the returning Figment's Inspiration Station at the Odyssey. Art, food, and little sparks of magic. There, of course, will be a lot more available there as well. Disney World also announced the schedule for the Disney on Broadway concert series, which takes place during the International Festival of the Arts from January 12th through February 19th. Disney on Broadway performances are in the America Gardens Theater at 5:30 p.m., 6:45 p.m., and 8 p.m. most evenings. Here is that lineup. In January, you have Cassie Levy from Frozen and Patty Murin from Frozen as well on January 12th, 14th, 15th, 18th, 20th, 22nd, and 23rd. Gavin Lee of Beauty and the Beast fame and Heidi Blickenstaff from The Little Mermaid are there January 13th, 16th, 17th, 19th, 21st, 24th, and 25th. Ashley Brown, who originated Mary Poppins on Broadway, and L. Stephen Taylor of The Lion King are performing together January 26th, 28th, and 29th. The popular Josh Strickland of Tarzan and Kissy Simmons of The Lion King are performing on January 27th, 30th, and 31st. For February, Ashley Brown and L. Stephen Tyler will be performing on February 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. Josh Strickland is back with Kissy Simmons on February 2nd, 4th, 7th, and 8th. Mandy Gonzalez of Aida and Michael James Scott of Aladdin are there on February 9th, 11th, 12th, 15th, 18th, and 19th. Bradley Gibson of The Lion King and Shobha Narayan of Aladdin will perform February 10th, 13th, 14th, 16th, 17th, and 19th. Other live performances during the event will include live art demonstrations, the Art Defying Gravity Acrobatics Show, and live music in World Showcase Plaza. If you're visiting Epcot, you may want to head to the Germany Pavilion for a brand new Germany souvenir stein, which just dropped. I already got mine because it's amazing. The stein is going to cost, depending on which beer you get, anywhere from $19 to $20.75. The thick plastic stein is designed to look like a vintage German stein with details from the Epcot Germany Pavilion. The front includes the phrase, get ready folks, I'm going to butcher some German today, Herzlich Willkommen, which translates to warm welcome. Germany is written under that, and the statue of St. George and the dragon that can be found at the pavilion is at the center of the stein. In the background is the layout of the pavilion, and at the very top is a Mickey head-shaped pretzel. The Germany Pavilion shops and their goods are referenced throughout the stein as well. On one side, you'll find a cuckoo clock for the Volkskunst, the grapes and wines for the Weinkieler, and a pastry and candy apple for the Caramel Couche. On the opposite side, you'll find a Christmas tree for, this is the one I'm going to destroy, Die Weihnachtseck, 3 teddy bears for Der Teddy Bar, and 3 soccer balls that represent the sportswear found at Das Kaufhaus. And along the bottom reads Epcot World Showcase. The top of the stein features an ornate clock that is a replica of the clock tower found above the beer garden and Summerfest. The souvenir stein is available for purchase again at Summerfest or the various carts in the pavilion. It comes with one of 3 different beer options, each a 24-ounce draft. And the beer traditionally comes poured in the stein, but you can ask for it on the side, which we did, so my stein would not be ruined in any way. I mean, you can wash them out. I don't like to wash them. You can't machine wash any Disney souvenir cups. You guys know that, I hope. But this is amazing. The first time they did one of these, still my favorite souvenir cup of all time, Pirates of the Caribbean 50th anniversary at Disneyland back in 2017. And I've wondered since, I'm like, why have they never done this? Why did the Pirate Stein never come out in Florida? I've never understood why they never did this again. Yeah, it's plastic, but this is a super cute thing. And there are so many details. The World Showcase, the old original World Showcase logo is down here with the Mickey ear globe. This is fantastic. What a great item. Kudos to everyone that was involved in it, because I love it. I adore it. It's phenomenal. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios will soon offer private 20-minute capture your moment photo sessions. The private photo shoot offerings come a few months after the permanent closure of Galactic Star Cruiser, which offered a similar service. So this may just be essentially taking that and putting it on Batu. Capture your moment private photo shoots are $99 and can include up to 8 guests. The photos themselves are not included with the price of a session, but guests can access them with the Disney Photo Pass entitlement, such as Memory Maker. During the photo shoot, a Batu image specialist or photo pass photographer will use their enhanced holo-scanning droids cameras to take scans, photos in locations all around Batu. Guests will be able to take professional shots in front of the Millennium Falcon or the First Order shuttle at the Black Spire Outpost Market and among the lush forests of the planet. Image specialists will also have an assortment of artifacts or props for guests to use. It looks like these artifacts will include various lightsabers. Bookings will open for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Capture Your Moment sessions on January 17th. Sessions will be offered daily during regular park hours starting on January 24th. You can book that at the Walt Disney World website. Bookings can be made up to 60 days in advance, and advance reservations are strongly recommended, as but there will be a limited number of same-day reservations available possibly. Capture Your Moment sessions are also available at Toy Story Land. For some reason, people want those photos. Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard, those I understand, in Disney's Hollywood Studios, as well as 3 other Walt Disney World theme parks, all other 3, in fact. Our new Disney's Animal Kingdom merchandise collection has arrived at the park. The collection also includes the Mickey and Minnie plush and pins we found a few weeks ago. The collection is available at Island Mercantile. Many of these items feature Mickey and his friends enjoying the park. There's an ornament for $26.99, which features Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto in a gray safari truck. Only boys allowed on the ornament for some reason. The tumbler is $34.99, which adds Minnie and Daisy to the gang in the safari truck. And they're driving through the savannah with animals and the Tree of Life silhouetted against an orange sunset. The remote control car is back. This is an updated version of something that existed. It's $29.99. It's that same remote control car they've had for years, but with new art on it and a new box. There's a towel for $29.99. The beach towel is green with the sun setting behind the Tree of Life in the center. Disney's Animal Kingdom is in white below the tree. and a lion, elephant, rhino, and giraffe are pictured around the tree. Pluto, Minnie, Goofy, and Mickey are in their safari gear on the sides. There's a puzzle for $29.99 with that same art on a 20 by 10 inch 72-piece puzzle. That's a weird puzzle. There's a magnet for $14.99. This is what everyone's going to be talking about. The lug bags have arrived at Walt Disney World. These are our first ones, our first park ones. The lug crossbody bag is $55. It has a small pouch with a crossbody strap and belt straps. Patch on the front features Mickey's silhouette against the Tree of Life. There are yellow, orange, and white stripes behind the patch, and the rest of the bag is light gray. A Disney Parks and Lug plaque is on the back of the bag. It has two zippered pockets with yellow interior lining patterned with orange animal silhouettes. There's also a lug tote bag for $100. The tote bag has a similar design with the Tree of Life patch set against the sunset stripes. A Mickey charm is near the top of the bag, and it has two shoulder straps and a large strap for placing on a suitcase handle. This is great. Disney Parks, I don't think ever has done bags with the suitcase thing that you put over the handle. So this is a great thing that's happening. There's a hidden zipper pocket behind the suitcase handle strap in addition to the main pocket. It has the same interior lining as the small bag, and there's an RFID protected slip pocket inside with two pen pockets. There's also two zippered pockets inside, and another hidden slip pocket is lined with white fabric. Other items include a youth vest for $31.99, a youth dress for $39.99, a youth tee for $21.99, and an adult tee for $34.99. You can check them all out at wwnt.com. Bayview Gifts at Disney's Contemporary Resort, or BVG, has two new murals inspired by the resort and Mary Blair's artwork. According to cast members, the murals were added near the end of December, and they're behind the checkout counters. Behind the confections case counter is a mural with an orange striped background. There are some fireworks, ferns, and hoof prints across the mural. Minnie is pictured smelling flowers with an orange and green owl perched on a blue cliff above her. Mickey is riding a purple donkey, and the resort's famous five-legged goat is behind him. The goat's hoof prints, there's 5 of them on the wall. They belong to the goat. Behind the jewelry counter is a mural of the hotel itself, still in the style of Mary Blair. A green monorail emerges from the hotel, which is purple with red and orange accents. The five-legged goat with its blue and white zigzag stripes is in the lower left corner here as well. Mickey and Minnie are pictured on the right wearing colorful outfits. The wall between the two murals features similar Mary Blair-style artwork on illuminated panels. Now, this is a mix of this. There was merchandise release that had this art, and this is also using some of that new lobby art that got put in a couple years ago. All of this paying homage to Mary Blair, and of course the mural on the Grand Canyon Concourse, which is, thank God, still there. There's a new Little Mermaid float at Walt Disney World, so we had to swim on by and give it a try. We found it at the Swirls on the Water kiosk at Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. The Little Mermaid float is $6.49. It's Dole Whip cherry and lime swirls into Sprite with strawberry boba pearls, rock candy, seashells, and an edible Ariel image. Not an Ariel image like from the sky, an image of Ariel the Little Mermaid. You can read the review at wwnt.com. Disneyland Resort will resume sales of Magic Key passes, the equivalent of annual passes, on Wednesday, January 10th, no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific time. All 4 types of Magic Key passes will be available for sale, and since September of 2023, Magic Key passes have only been available for renewal. Magic Key pass prices increased last October. Here are the current prices. Inspire is $1,649. Believe is $1,249. Enchant is $849, and Imagine is $499. The newest version of the Play in the Park collection has also arrived at Disneyland Resort. Of course, they had a collection, I think it was just last year they had a different collection. Walt Disney World has a collection now as well. But Disneyland does, in fact, have their own. There are dozens and dozens of items, too many for me to talk about here. So please head on over to DisneylandNewsToday.com and check it out. We have every single item and its pricing available for you if you want to do some window shopping ahead of time. Disney has officially confirmed that the World of Color 1 show will return to Disney California Adventure this month. World of Color 1 will be back beginning on January 19th. It was originally scheduled to return in March after a long refurbishment, but rumors indicated the refurbishment was shortened to just days. It turns out those rumors that we posted a couple weeks ago are true. World of Color Season of Light will continue to perform until January 7th before the short refurbishment period. And then from January 23rd through February 18th, the Hurry Home, a Lunar New Year celebration pre-show will also return for performances before World of Color 1. The pre-show features a musical score by Tan Dunn and tells the story of a lantern trying to reunite with its family for Lunar New Year. You can watch our video of that tag right here on our channel. We also have videos of every single version of World of Color 1 if you want to check it out right here. Of course, World of Color 1 debuted for the 100 Years of Wonder celebration in January of 2023. It was not thought originally that it would be coming back, but it is an original World of Color. Well, we do not know if and when that may ever return, which makes me very, very sad. The practice of hiding rubber ducks on cruise ships is no longer allowed on Disney Cruise Line, according to a recent Plan Disney post. A guest asked Plan Disney, are we allowed to hide ducks on the ships? Security on our recent Disney cruise were removing them and told us to stop, but I can't find this written anywhere. Panelist Adriana answered the question saying, I've been hearing rumblings that guests are being discouraged from hiding ducks on board Disney cruise ships, so I called the friendly agents at Disney Cruise Line to ask if they had an official policy that I could share with you. I was advised that guests cannot hide things such as rubber ducks in staterooms or public areas on the ship. Adriana continued, I know that this is a popular thing to do for many cruisers on board, but it sounds like it's being discouraged, and as you said, crew members are removing any ducks they spot around the ship. The post did not indicate that guests who hid any ducks would face any action, but for now it seems customers are simply removing them. Hiding and rehiding the rubber ducks isn't just a game Disney Cruise Line guests engage in. It's popular on other cruise lines as well. It's not clear why Disney Cruise Line is now suddenly discouraging this, but they've decided no more, which is sad. I find these, every cruise I've found one, and it's cute. And I mean, maybe there's a safety concern people are putting, maybe people started putting them in places where someone could fall off a staircase or, you know, had to climb something or some reason. I'm sure there's a decent reason. It's still sad and silly that it needs to go away, but I'm sure something happened at some point, and I don't doubt that for a second. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, and there's always a bunch, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. You get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. You know, in the production of this show 3 times a week, you're not seeing the reporters that we have. We have reporters in the park 7 days a week. We have an editorial and writing staff that have to write these stories. You don't see David and other editors who edit this show 3 times a week, and also our other News Today show. You don't see Jake in the booth. He's back there. Say hi, Jake. He said hello. I don't know if you heard it. But there's a whole team of people it takes beyond me to make this show happen, and your donations through the WIGS program make this happen each and every week. So thank you for continuing to fund this show. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.